So, good evening. The topic for today is Will you buy or rent? My name is Yemisi Legushe. I'm a licensed financial security advisor in Canada, and I want to share my school of thought, and I hope you learn something from it. If you have any objection, suggestion, questions, I will be open to discussing about the topic. So, will you buy or rent in Canada? You are the one to decide what you are comfortable to do. So, this is my school of thought, and I'm going to share this with you. We want to use data to help you decide. Okay, so permit me to share my screen. Okay, now my school of thought goes like this. Let us compare four major provinces in Canada, and we want to do this data analysis from 1980. Yeah, and then we want to compare this to 2020, 2000, 2020, and then what will be the cost of houses in year 2040. Okay, so we want to start from Alberta, Ontario, okay, British Columbia, and Quebec. Okay, four major provinces. Okay, based on population and all of that. Now, according to data, okay, the cost of houses in Alberta in 1980 was about $80,000. Okay, average cost of houses. In the year 2000, the cost of average houses in Alberta was $155,000. Okay, and then in the year 2020, the cost of an average house in Alberta was $450,000. So my question to you again is, will you buy or rent? When you consider the fact that the cost of houses will always go up. So we are using a 20-year comparison platform right now. So what will the value be in 2020? So in Ontario, the cost of houses in 1980 was about $90,000. In the year 2000, the average cost of houses in Ontario was $260,000. In the year 2020, the average cost of houses was about $850,000. So, the same question, what will be the average cost of houses in year 2020? Okay, in British Columbia, the average cost of houses in British Columbia in 1980 was $180,000. The average cost of houses in the year 2000 was $360,000. Okay, and then in the 2020, the average cost of houses in British Columbia was $850,000. So what will it be in year 2040? That is my question for you. In Quebec, the average cost of houses in Quebec in 1980 was $60,000. Okay, in the year 2000, the average cost of houses in Quebec was 200,000. In the year 2020, the average cost of houses in Quebec is around 750,000. So how much will it be in 2040? Excuse me. So we are using this analysis to help you understand the fact that if you actually see the reason to buy, then your journey starts from today. So the journey might take you 2 years, 3 years, 5 years, but you are the one to decide if you want to buy. So if you want to buy, there are things you should start doing. You need a credit card, you need to manage it, you need to use it and pay back, because your credit report, your credit score is going to be checked by the time you want to buy that house. And if you have a bad credit score, it simply means the interest that is going to be charged on your mortgage or the house or the condo you want to buy is going to be super high. So you want to actually use your credit card and manage it efficiently. Okay, so based on this explanation now, if you decide to buy, you have seen that the cost of houses will always go up. If the cost of houses always increase, right, It also means that the cost of renting is also going to increase for people that are going to buy this property, right, at this rate. If they are going to rent it out, of course, the rent is also going to be high. Okay, so based on this, do your due diligence. This is data that I was able to compile together. Cost of houses will always go up, and I've used actually 20 years uh, to compare the average cost of houses. Does it double? Does it triple? You have actually seen a basic explanation that the cost of houses will always go up. Now, if you now decide, okay, let me see, this makes a lot of sense. This is the reason why I need to buy. The cost of houses will always go up. What should you do? What should you do is going to depend on where you are currently in terms of are you a first home buyer? Right. If you're a first home buyer, permit me to share this with you. Your regular savings account, okay, your regular savings account is taxable. Okay, the interest you earn in a regular savings account is taxable. Okay, okay. But when you have your FHSA, if you intend to buy that house, okay, so this is you, you look good, right? You intend to buy that house. The money you want to use to buy that house, put it in the FHSA, right? You can use this FHSA when you want to file your taxes. That can also help you to get tax refund because FHSA is a tax deductible account. But when you start putting your money into the FHSA, it should be invested right. Different types of investment available. We have cash, there is mutual fund, there is seg fund. You can invest it in stocks, bonds, ETF. You can actually invest your FHSA in GIC if that is your risk tolerance, or you can actually put it in a high interest savings account. So you can see that you have so many options. Now, you need to understand the major difference between excuse me, a high risk investment option and a low risk investment option, because a high risk investment option will help your money to grow, right? So you have to work with someone that is patient enough to explain the different options to you and not just offer you something because they just want you to get out of their face, right? These different investment options have different rates. So in case you have invested your money somewhere and it's not growing, maybe it's simply because you have invested in a low interest account for a couple of years. Now, the best financial institution to set up your FHSA or your registered account, right, is not the financial institution that has a fancy logo, fancy building. You don't need that, I believe so. What you need is the best financial institution that can offer you a rate of return on your investment on an average of 4 to 8%. You don't need their logo, you don't need their fancy building, and there are different financial institutions in Canada. In fact, we have wealth management companies in Canada. So we have wealth management companies in Canada. And as a licensed financial security advisor, I am able to educate you on the different financial institutions in Canada so that your registered account can be invested with a financial institution that can help your money to grow on average 4 to 8% on average. So now, guess what? Once your FHSA is invested, you can take out the money out to use to buy that house. But by the time you want to take out the money from your FHSA and you want to use it to buy that property, whether it's a condo or an apartment or a house that you want to buy, you must fill out this form called RC7 on you must fill out this form called RC 750. You must fill out that form before you take money out of your FHSA to buy that property. It is compulsory that you do that. and that requirement is based on CRA's request that you fill out that form before you take out money from your FHSC. You have to fill that form. Once you fill that form, the financial institution that you set up your FHSA with must also sign the form. So that means your withdrawal to purchase that house is eligible and is accountable. Right. So um, if you take out money from your FHSA without filling that form, so CRA is going to consider RC 725. If you don't fill out this form RC 725, CRA is going to assume that you took out money from your FHSA to do something apart from buying a house. Okay, so what is the contribution amount for your FHSA? It depends on how you want to start. If you want to open FHSA for the first time, you have to be 18 and above, right? You have to be someone that lives in Canada. You live in Canada, right? You are 16 and you are below 71 years, right? Now, when you have your FHSA for a particular year, the maximum amount of money that you are allowed to put into your FHSA and invest it tax free for the purpose of buying a house, right? The maximum amount is 8,000. If you're able to put in the maximum per year, so it means within 5 years you'll be able to put in the total maximum amount that is allowed in the FHSA, which is $40,000, right? But let's say the first year that you had your FHSA, you put in only 2,000. Let's assume, okay. The second year, you have a contribution of 8,000, and the balance from here, which is 6,000, you can add it to the second year, and you can continue to accumulate and invest your money in your FHSA, right? Like I have said, the money you have in your FHSA is going to grow tax free, but if you were someone that had put the same amount of money in your regular savings account, the interest that is earned in a regular savings account is subject to taxes. I hope you understand the major difference between having an FHSA and compared to keeping that same money in a regular savings account. Whether you have 100 million, $10,000, $100,000 in your savings account, you cannot use it for income tax purposes, but your FHSA is a tax deductible account and you can use it for income tax purposes. You might also be able to get tax refund based on the income you earn in that current year. So having FHSA is great. Okay. Now you can have other accounts if you have maxed out your FHSA and you need other options. Yes, you can also consider TFSA. You can put money in your TFSA. This one goes tax free also, and you can select the investment vehicle like I have selected. I mentioned for FHSA. You want to put it in GIC. You want to put it in mutual funds. You want to put it in SEP funds. The money here you can use it for anything at all. You can take it out at any time. Your money goes tax free. Okay. Now the third option also is RRSP if you want that option. But the money in your RRSP means registered retirement savings plan. Okay, the money you put in there, you have done well, right, for yourself. The money you put into your RRSP should be for your retirement. So you are not expected to touch it before retirement. If you choose to touch it before retirement, you have two. You can only touch it when you want to buy a house or when you want to use the money for continuous education, right? If you use it to buy a house or for continuous education, you use it to buy a house or continuous education, you have this exception, right? You can touch the money in your RRSP to buy that house. You can touch it, the money in your RRSP for continuous education, but you still need to put it back. But when you take out money to buy your house, from you take out money from your FHSA to buy that house, you do not need to put it back. I hope you understand. So you need to understand the different options when it comes to retirement account. When it comes to registered account in Canada, and the options that are best for your financial objective at the current situation where you are. So my name is MC. I'm a licensed financial security advisor. Reach out if you want to set up your registered account with the best financial institution, or if you have questions, reach out to me today. I hope you learned something today. So whether you're 20, 25, you're not too young to buy a property, you're 30, yes, you can start putting money into your FHSA. The money goes tax free, right? And you can use it for tax purposes. That can even help you to get tax refund. Are you going to like that? Yes, amazing. So yes, reach out to set up your FHSA. If you have questions, I am able to help you understand the different types of registered accounts in Canada so that you can make an informed decision. I hope you have value for your time. Thank you so much for joining, and have a wonderful evening. Thank you.